Hello and welcome back to Nobody's Beauty Guru. My name is Julie and today I am here with Empties. I have not done Empties for the entire year of 2018 yet, and that's mainly because I didn't know how I wanted to do it. Last year, I kind of struggled with keeping track of the money that I was using up on all my products. I decided this year I'm not going to do it. Last year I did the reverse rouge and was successful. I also did a ton of Empties and let you guys know kind of what I used up throughout the entirety of the year money-wise. It is such a hassle for me. You guys know that I am a full-time writer, full-time editor. I do booktube the 3 days of the week that I don't post here at the beauty channel, and I just don't have time to calculate or to keep track in a spreadsheet as I finish things. And I know you guys gave me a ton of tips on how to do it and how to make it work, and when I buy something to put down the price so that I can like keep track when that empties. They're great tips. It just isn't something that works for me, so I'm not going to do it. I'm also not going to keep my empties until the end of the year to share you a giant thing of empties because I don't want to have trash in my room all year long. I just don't want to. So I'm going to show you my empties that I've collected because my basket is full and I want to get rid of them. So here's my basket. We're going to just dive right in. So far I have a couple of different empties. I have 3 of my e.l.f. remover wipes. You guys know, makeup removers. I love these. I have gotten out of the habit of using these because I have other cleansers that I want to use, but these are holy grail. There's a haul coming up soon, guys, because I placed a couple orders this year. In the haul, you'll see more of those, just because you'll always see more of those. I have the Caudalie Grape Water, Soothes and Moisturize. This is just like a water that smells like grapes. And unfortunately, the like sprayer on this, oh, it worked a little bit. It got jammed and it ends up like leaking. Like instead of spraying, it'll spray here, but then like down my arm is just a ton of water. So that's done. If you saw my Reminiscing Through the Records update, I finished these 3 products. This is my Hangover RX, my Taylor Swift Incredible Things perfume, and my ColourPop Nude eyeliner. Those were all finished in that particular project pan. I would not repurchase this. I don't like it. I don't think it does anything. It doesn't moisturize enough. It doesn't prime well enough. These I just don't use enough and they dry out really quickly. I'm not a fan of the ColourPop liners after the first like month or two, and it just takes me too long to use them, and then they dry up and they crumble and they crack and they end up in my eye and it hurts a lot. This perfume was fine. I'm just going through samples. I am not in a position to need to purchase perfume for like forever and a day, so I don't need to worry about that. I finished my Yes To Soothing Eye Cream from Yes To, but it's Yes To Cucumbers. I finished this for a project. You can see the little lines over here, so that guy is done. Also finished up my Miracle 10 leave-in conditioner. Sorry, we are back and I do have more empties for you even though my battery died. So my Miracle 10 is all done. I love this, but it is no more. Also finished off an e.l.f. Hydrating Serum Moisturizer. This was supposed to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles for glowing, healthy skin. It did nothing at all, so I'm not going to be repurchasing that one. He's gone. I finished my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This was actually in my A to Z project pan, so that one is all done. I finished up a Blink Tubing Mascara. This is done because it was way past 3 months and I just didn't want to keep putting it on my eyeballs. I finished up an Avene Micellar Water. This one was in a project pan at some point. You can see the lines on this, but this little guy's done. I actually really realized during that project that I really like micellar waters. Who knew? So maybe that's something I'm going to do again at some point. I also finished Between the Sheets. This is a Super Shock cheek. This was a gorgeous blush. I panned this cream blush most of last year and really loved it. It's actually what inspired me to start using my Bite Beauty multi-stick. Also finished Aubergine. It's so hard to get a swatch because the lip of it keeps like scraping it away. It's a gorgeous color, and this was just one of their little samples of their lip crayons. Really loved it. I think that was my last one now. I also finished up my Dr. Lip Miracle Balm. This one was a very thick balm, but the packaging on this is so stiff that it was actually really difficult to get everything out, and it was fine, but I'm not going to repurchase that. Central Perk from ColourPop. This one obviously had a ton of pan. My goal was to hit pan on it. but it started to dry out so much and crumble. Like my desk area, my shirts, everything would be covered in like little crumbles from this. And I'm sure I could probably rehydrate it with oils or something, but I just feel like I got my money's worth out of it. I'm not going to keep going. Also finished my Balance Me Congested Skin Serum. This was a treatment for blemishes. I had this in a Project Pan. It was like a natural blemish control reducer. I don't have that many blemishes, so I didn't have to worry too much. I have the Troublemaker by Urban Decay. The brush on this one was plastic, I believe. Yes, it is a spiky plastic brush. This one was okay for like the first week, and then it got really flaky. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And that's kind of the way I feel about most Urban Decay mascaras. I don't really love most of them. Also had my It Cosmetics Superhero. Again, this started flaking on me so quickly. I got the full size, loved it for the first 2 weeks, and then ended up hating it. Same with this one. This I did not get 3 months out of. This one is actually still has a little bit of product in there. But as I would put it on my lashes, it would flake off underneath. And I don't know why it does that, but I can't tolerate it. I also have my Lights Camera Splashes. This is a waterproof of the Lights Camera lashes. Love the wand on this particular Tarte mascara. This one still has product left in it. It is very, very waterproof, but I ended up just, it had been open for too long. Then I finished the Photo Focus Wet n Wild Lash Primer. This is a white primer, although it started to get a little bit grayish, which is how I knew it was time to get rid of it. This is a decent lash primer. I just think for lash primers, there's really no point in paying a ton of money. This one works just fine. Then I finished up the Pacifica Dream Big Natural Beauty Mascara. It has unicorns on it, y'all. Like, how are you gonna be mad at unicorns? This is also a really cool brush, but overall, I didn't love the formula. It didn't do enough for me. So this has a really short, compact, short plastic bristle brush, and then you can twist the handle down here at the end. You twist it, and the brush gets shorter and longer. And that spreads out the bristles a little bit. And that allowed you to get volume and length, so they said. I didn't see that much of a difference between the two ways. This one was a little bit more expensive than the Ulta in the orange package. This one, a little bit more expensive than this one, and I like this one better. This is the Curled Up Curling Sculpting Mascara from Ulta. And this one I liked a whole lot more. Although I will say that this is very close to the Lash Princess with the curved one, and it's a lot more affordable, the Lash Princess one. So I liked it, but what are you gonna do? A lot of these were open come the end of the year last year, and they just, 3 months was up, they started to flake on me. I realized that a lot of things just flake on me before they're technically empty, and I don't mess around when it comes to eye stuff. Like, my eyes, after having LASIK, are very, very prone to dryness. They're very prone to irritation, and I just don't mess around with keeping things after 3 months because I don't want pink eye. Like, I don't want any kind of bacterial issues with my eyes. And then I finished up my Wet n Wild Conceal Corrector. This one was in Light Ivory. This was a great color for me. I actually took the stopper out and put it into a contact case and use that in a Project Pan. Really, really liked it. Would definitely repurchase it, but I've got other ones to use up first. Getting rid of this Dermatologist Developed Exuviance Cover Blend Multifunction Concealer because it has been open for years. And I don't want to put anything on my blemishes that is expired, so it's gonna go. I finished up a Tarte Maracuja oil. This one was in a sample set, I think like a Best of Sephora. I really like these oils. I end up using these in my hair, in the ends of my hair, just to like keep them hydrated after my showers, just to kind of seal up my ends. I also usually just pat a couple drops and put it on my face after a shower. Really, really like it. Finished up my Pixi Brightening Under Eye Corrector in Brightening Peach. I love this stuff. I will repurchase it. I'm using something else right now because it was in my collection and I had to get rid of it, but I don't love it. Then I finished up some perfumes. I have an Omnia Coral from Bulgaria. This little sample. I don't remember what it was like. Taylor Swift Enchanted Wonderstruck. Okay, I have a whole bunch of these. Like, I have another one that I'm also panning that's like another Taylor Swift. I have another one that was just in another empty for, I showed you earlier, for a project. It's fine, but I don't need them. Also finished up my All That Glitters. This was a eyeshadow, a MAC eyeshadow, really old MAC eyeshadow. I wanted to use up my MAC shadows because they're not cruelty-free and I want to get rid of them, so a little empty there. Cream Hydrating Styling Leave-In Conditioner Cream. It was fine. It was whatever. Also, Too Faced Sun Bunny Bronzer. This guy is finally all done. I might actually keep this container to like repress powders into because it still clasps and is really, really well made. So I might keep that. But that was one that I really enjoyed. It was a split pan between a matte and a shimmer bronzer. And I ended up having to repress it, and it was just kind of all mixed, and it still worked really well. And I finished up 2 lipsticks. These are the last things I have in here. This one is my Stila Patina. I'm sure I can probably get a swatch of this one, and I loved it. I love the smell. I love the formula. I love the way it feels on my lips. I love the color. It is beautiful, as well as this Wet n Wild, and this one is the Catsuit in Rebel Rose. I will repurchase this eventually, but right now, oh, this one's even harder to get a swatch. Right now I have too many other colors that are around this same shade, so I'm not going to repurchase it right now. And this is Rebel Rose, and this one is Patina, and they are just my perfect nudes. I love these. I really, really do, and I will absolutely be repurchasing this one. I think that this one is comparable to the Stila, and while I kind of like the tone of the Stila a little bit more, this one works just as well. So I will be doing a repurchase of those at some point, I am sure. That's been all my empties for the year so far. Some stuff I have gotten rid of. Hair care has just kind of gone right in the trash when I finish it because it's in my bathroom. It just goes into the trash in there. I had some samples and face mask samples, stuff like that, that have just gone into the trash as well. I now have some samples for skincare and cleansers and masks that are in projects, so those will end up in my empties because you'll want to see them for project updates. I'm going to put all these in the trash because I don't want to hold on to it, and catch up with you guys in another empties video, hopefully in another couple months. We're going to see. I'm really reaching a point now in my panning where I don't have tons that are like trash worthy. But the more I'm working through some of these samples, which is my goal, hopefully the more little empties I have for you. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.